Hello friends, my name's Kevin. I'm a physical therapist here at Breakthrough, and with your Tea Time Tuesday update, we're going to be talking about the S posture. S posture is an address posture, which addresses the starting position of the golf swing. What we'd like to see at the golf swing is when I am in address position, I should have a fairly straight spine. A lot of the times, or with this S posture we talk about, is you see an excessive curve at my low back through here as I set up to the ball. A lot of the times that's related to a lot of office workers or people who work at desks. The front of the hips become very stiff, and actually the back actually become fairly stiff too, and S posture is known for causing low back pain. So the first thing we want to address with the S posture is the tightness on the front of the hips. So a lot of the times the tightness on the front of the hips is going to pull the pelvis into that position that creates that big arch at the low back. So the first exercise we're going to do is a hip flexor stretch. So we're on one leg is in front of the other, and you're bringing your pelvis straight forward like so to feel a nice big stretch right along the front of the hips. So the second thing we want to do to maximize the flexibility of the hip flexor stretch is to actually go in the opposite direction. So one exercise, or the second thing that you're going to do, is a bridge exercise. So you're going to go onto your back, your knees are going to be bent, and from here what you're going to do is you're going to squeeze your rear end, lift your hips up towards the ceiling, so you can also get this little bit of stretch on the front of the hips. One thing that I don't necessarily want is anything in the low back. It should primarily be felt in the back of the hips, like the muscles are working, and along the front of the hips as a muscle stretch. And you can do a series of about 10 repetitions here. So the third thing we want to address after we've loosened up the hips and now have a good idea of how to utilize the glutes is to teach this idea of control. So for example, the best way I can demonstrate this is if you use a stationary object, your golf club works well, you come to the side, you get into your address position or your starting position, and from there what I want you to do is work on moving your hips forward and backwards, very similar to this position. If you're having a difficult time visualizing this, imagine your pelvis is a big bucket of water, and you're dumping the water out the front of the pelvis, and the other way is going out of the back of the pelvis. That's called anterior and posterior tilt. What I really want you to focus on as well is once you go from anterior tilt, in order to get into the posterior tilt, you have to utilize your abs. So you should feel that your abs are very stable and engaged. That's going to help you get into a good starting position before you hit the golf ball and really allow you to transfer the power when you take that swing into the ball itself.